Hello, Judy. Hey, Ronnie. How are you? Solve the orientation problem real quick. Right here. Stand by. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Let's go. Do, 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 do. Oh, hey, Alan. Thank you, Naomi, for the Tapatio. Two nice bottles of Tapatio hot sauce, which in my opinion is the best of the best. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. So we're going to do it up tonight. Hack job, Martha Stewart. I'm going to improve on Martha Stewart a little bit with my own touches tonight. So you'll see. And we'll talk about them. First, we're going to grab a cup of coffee. Glad to have everybody along tonight. So it should be a fun evening. I did manage to, you laugh if you will, Gordon Ramsay. I did manage to pick up some puff pastry today. Hey, Shimei, how you doing? So we're all set with the puff pastry. And I have a few other tweaks and hacks on her recipe, which is a fine recipe. It's a little bit on the, I don't know what to call it. It's a little bit on the, it just needs to be jazzed up a little bit. Not in my opinion. Tapatio's the best. Chalupa's another one that's pretty good. That's why they have different ones, right? Happy evening, champ. What is going on? Please hit the thumbs up button, guys. Let's get off to a roaring start tonight. Hello, Amanda. Hug and kiss. Gordon Ramsay, I tell you what, man, you're good. But you haven't assembled the empire that she has. You don't sew, you don't garden, right? You don't decorate, you don't talk lifestyle. So we're sweating to the oldies tonight. So please tap the like button if you're coming in. We're going to have a good time. Kelly, what is going on? Do we have a final score on the, hey Nino, the Texas-Georgia game today? It was something ridiculous, like 6-3, Texas or something. Yeah, it's a bye week. I was just wondering about that. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really seen Ramsay cook that much, to tell you the truth. So, right. Thank you, Alan. $5 rebuilding December here. A December to remember. How you doing, Kathy? I've done some tweaks on this and some modifications. So they will describe as we go along here. You just peeled all your taters. I need a cup of coffee. That's what I need, so. For one thing, I can give you just a little spoiler alert. 22, no, wow, Georgia won 22-19. Wow, Texas was like number 2. Anyway, I'll give you, yeah, thank you, honey. Yeah, not 1 jar, but 2 jars of hot sauce. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. The, one thing she does when she makes her chicken pot pie is she boils her chicken, her whole chicken. And I don't believe in boil. I don't think it gives enough flavor to the meat. So I do the meat separately, which I did this afternoon to save time. And I'll describe what I did to it tonight. That's one big difference between us. One good thing that she does is she uses cognac. And we'll be using a little bit of that tonight too, cognac. Other than that, we're pretty much on the same page. I probably do a little more spicing than she does. I think she does a very mild country version, French country version, which is great. I think also, since you've been using cognac, you really don't need the white wine in there. So it should be fun tonight. Now, there may be more than enough for 3 ramekins. I don't know. It may not be enough. I don't know. If we have any left over, we'll save it to make Cornish pasties. Yeah, thank you for the donation, Alan. It is appreciated. Anybody else wants to support in December, it is appreciated. I have found myself cooking with more wine in 2024, late 2024, which is great. Cornish pasties are great. I was disappointed. I don't think I've put the review up. I'm not going to give a spoiler alert, but by the time we got there in Boulder City, the menu was pretty much wiped out, so there wasn't a lot left on that. I really wanted the chicken one, but it was gone. Cooking more because you're there. Yeah, I don't know. I've been cooking long before you came on the scene, Gordon Ramsay. You're like an afterthought. And I can't really remember watching you cook. I don't know, It's very interesting. Very interesting. Don't do that again. You're okay. You're good. Santa comes to the Rancho, man. I hope he does. I hope his whole sled collapses with presents right over top of the Rancho. No, I shouldn't say that because it might smash the whole house down. Right? Right. Be careful what you wish for. All right, we got our cigarettes. We're all good to go. She's a happy camper. It's night at 7-Eleven. And thank you guys. It's going to be, I'm really looking forward to tonight. I'm really in a great mood today. I got so much done on the Rancho. I finally did laundry. I hadn't done laundry since I got back from Vegas. I got that done. I got the crab picked for tomorrow night. Bobby's going to come over. So we'll be doing the crab soup. I might supplement with a little bit more crab meat. I haven't decided. Depends how busy I am tomorrow. Yeah, boat with a string on it. Man, oh man. I don't really think I want to have a boat again, you know. Growing up from 1972 to 1982, it was terrible. Clean drawers are nice to have. Nice to have. Smell good too. When I did that rental, I might be doing another one. I don't know if I'm going to do a video. I will be doing it, but I don't know if I'm going to do video on it. It's not as bad as the other one, so I don't know. My drawers are never clean. Gee, that's a cheery thought. Yeah, go ahead, dude. Don't wait for me. Right? Well, let me tell you, pensioner Gordon Ramsay, right? Dude, your star is waning, I'm just saying. You've dropped down on the list of notable celebrities for 2024. Whereas now the people that have single thread restaurant in Healdsburg have become one of the top, this is hard to believe, one of the top 25 restaurants in the entire world. That's quite a distinction. Top 25. All right. As long as you got that pension coming. Oh, shit. you. You run a light like that? Run a stop sign? Fuck you. Fucking dude runs through the stop sign, doesn't even stop. No, just barely tapped the tap end of him. You see him run, no lights, no nothing. He's alright. Man, what an idiot. The guy didn't even attempt to slow down, just buzzed right across. No lights on him. All dressed in black. He didn't, it just flew right through the stop sign. Anyway, he's alright. Yeah, lucky I got enough brake on time. You can't just, bikers think, oh, he's like, you can't hit a pedestrian. I'm like, dude, you're on a vehicle, dude. You're on a bicycle. You were on a bicycle. Happy birthday in the mix. Yeah, at least put some lights on your bike and at least attempt to pay attention to the fuck, man, just blowing across 30 miles an hour like that, thinking that you're gonna outrun it. Yeah, he's already got up and shit. Yeah, he said, there's no stop sign there. I pointed to the stop sign. He's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it, bro. He wasn't gonna sue. As soon as I pointed over and he saw the stop sign, oh, I didn't see the stop sign. Okay. And he's like, well, you still can't hit a pedestrian. I said, you're not a pedestrian, dude. You're on a bike. That makes you equal to a motorized vehicle. Then he finally got the word. What are we doing, dude? He's all right. But that just shows you in the city here. I don't know what this goof is doing. Yeah, he's all right. I've noticed that these days quite a bit that bikers just run lights. I don't know what he was doing. What are we doing here? He wasn't paying attention to the road, I can tell you that. Yep, thumbs up. Hey Denise, how you doing? Dude, it's like you're lucky I don't sue you, man. Yeah, and then as soon as he saw the stop sign, then oh shit. Then it was a whole different story. Does not appear. There must be, I don't know if there's some kind of I don't know, it's worth hanging around. There's something going on here tonight. I don't know what it is, but I can't find a place to park. Well, all of those streets are four-way stops down there, okay? All of those streets are four-way stops. And you can't just say, oh, I didn't see it, right? Let's see what's going on down here. He's alright. He saw the sign. Last thing I expected was somebody to come blowing across there like that. Luckily, I was able to get enough brake on it to just slow it, to just make sure it just tapped him over. I don't know what it is, Kathy. I mean, he's wearing all black. He has no lighting on his bike whatsoever. He insists on just running through the stop sign at high speed. I don't have a hell of a lot of sympathy. He's okay. Let's see what's going on over here. It's never a dull moment. Luckily, I got the whole thing on. The whole thing is on video. No, I mean, I see it a lot every day. I talk to you guys when I'm driving along. And I say, wow, this guy on the one wheel or the skateboard or the bicycle, they don't even stop at stop signs. Like the law doesn't apply. You're not on foot, dude. Yeah, well, like I say, I have it all on video, so. Luckily, my speed was very low. He's lucky he just got tipped over. Obey the laws when you're on a bike. It's the same as any vehicle. Yeah, it sounds like Petaluma Pete's back. A trash can. Yeah, there's like something going on out there. Is this like a meet Santa night tonight or something? I don't know. I made sure he was okay. Once he saw the stop sign, he stopped his rant and just started getting his shoes on. December 7th at 6 p.m. Evening of music, candles, and a tree light. Don't have any hand for it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for
Roller skates would still be considered a vehicular form of travel. If it has wheels on it, you're a vehicle.
Yeah.
I saw a gal, we're not supposed to chit-chat.
Okay.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
but I was in the Portland airport and I saw a gal.
Oh, really?
We can talk here. And I said, good. We can talk here.
Yeah. And I was just saying, Karen was asking about my Christmas plans. I hope to get to the
Yeah, once he was like, there's no stop sign here. Once I pointed to the stop sign, that was it.
Other than the
Yeah, you have your own house.
It's making me feel thirsty. Thank you.
When's the show start? And I said to myself, well, I bet this place uses a lot of propane here. Ace. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty. It's like they're having cider. Yeah, I don't ever. I obey all the laws, the traffic signs, and everything. I might not always obey the posted speed limit, but I'll be damned if I don't stop at stop signs. And I said to myself, hey, Teresa. What's that smell? It smells like, I don't know, incense and cider. Hey, Shore. Let me tell you, Ramsey, it pays to drive like a gassy grandma in this town.
They used to have a different name. They talk about going there.
I guess he's done for the night, the piano guy. Hey, doctor.
That nothing seems to go your way. Well, nothing seems to turn out right. There come a time you just can't seem to find your place.
Doesn't feel like Christmas here.
It seems like you get too slammed in your face. That's when you need someone that you can call.
saturated.
Oh, let it be. Let it be. If it's painful, let it be me. Let it be me. Feels like you're always coming up back. Pockets full of
This Pierce is
no matter where you turn, you know that place to stand. We drop us under the
Let's see who's around here tonight. I don't see much more in the way of decorations. Yeah, there's not much Christmas spirit over there. Ooh. Bobby Kimball, what's going on, man? There's really good window painting, and then there's the cheap kind. This is the good kind here. I said, well, you know, there's something I can really use. Yeah, I immediately left you a comment and return a Gmail answer. Oh, wow, this is freaking me out. Yeah, I really appreciated that. That was very thoughtful of you. Very, very thoughtful. Yeah, I don't see much more in the way of decorations. I don't know what they're going to be doing down there. Haul out the holly. Do 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 do. Radio flyer. Remember when Cabbage Patch things were hot for 5 minutes, Cabbage Patch Kids? Well, 4th Street's nice over. I mean, there's a lot to see. There's quite a bit of spirit here. Do 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 do. I like these blow mold products here. Just that they use collar, they lose their collar. Yeah, they got all the divisional championships tonight. I don't know who Oregon is playing. I don't know. It looks like they're up 21-3. Pokemon and Hello Kitty. It's an ice cream place. Thank you, John. Thank you. What a great, consistent supporter of the channel. Thank you, John. I so appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, John. 1910. I don't know what's going to become of this place. They haven't changed one thing since the day they... Well, what, it looks like it's open. What the hell? Maybe it's a private party. That's weird. It's got like a private tasting menu or something. Oh, there you go. Butter pecan. How glorious.
Both my parties, and this is not acceptable.
You're ruining both of my parties, and this is not acceptable. Uh-oh.
No matter who you are or where you are, or how tough your situation may seem, I believe you can illuminate your world. In fact, I believe this is the only way the world will ever be illuminated. One bright act of grace at a time, all the way to the river.
Is that it? That's the show?
Take my love and I take it down. Climb the mountain and I turn around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills. And the landslide brought me down. Whoa, mirror in the sky,
Kimball.
what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life?
right ahead.
Afraid of changing, 'cause I feel my life now. Time is going to
Yeah, he's okay. I made sure he was all right. And he started a lot of babble. Then he's like, there was no stop sign there. And I pointed to the stop sign. He's like, oh shit. Well, you shouldn't hit a pedestrian. I'm like, dude, you're on a bike, right? According to the law, you don't qualify as a pedestrian. Okay? And all right, yeah. I'm not even sure we made contact. I think he evasively maneuvered and ran up the curb or whatever. Yeah, you have to obey the traffic laws if you're on a even pedestrian. You can't just continue walking across the street. You want to take your life in your hands like that? You want to ride a bike in the dark with no lights whatsoever? Come blasting through at 25 miles an hour? Really? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah, it's you don't see me riding that often. It's way too dangerous around here. So I don't mess around. Yeah, you're not a pedestrian when you're on a bike. You're on a vehicle. If it has wheels, you're considered a vehicle. A skateboard, rollerblades. But no matter what, you are required to stop and render aid no matter what. See if it's assistance is needed or whatever, so. All right. Go, or what are we gonna do? We don't know. Okay. Yeah, these days when driving, I always assume people are just going to do dumb shit. That served me very well. with his 57 Chevy next to me is always cruising around town all the time. Yeah, that's good, Carrie Glass. It'll save your life. Imagine willy-nilly just 25, 30 miles an hour blowing through stop signs without even a thought of what's coming the other way. I don't run stop signs, so why should you? So good for you. That'll keep you safe. Plus, if something does happen to you, you'll have good legal standing, not like this guy. Yeah, the video always tells it. Plus, I'm not even sure we even made contact. I think at the end he did a hard left and hit the curb on the other side. Alright, I'm getting hungry here. Very hungry. Yeah, I don't even think we made contact up here at all. Let's get lit up and get going here. Get all of our ingredients in plates. I believe Blackbird fed the cats already. Oh boy, there's Simba. Yeah, they're eating now. Good. Jeez, they played with all the paper towels. Oh man. Thumbs up are appreciated, guys. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, it is appreciated. wash. I'm going to get the table set up. We're going to do all of our prep work here. All right. They've already eaten, so they're good to go. I'm just getting this on. Here we go. I'm going to go wash my hands and get the ingredients in place we need. Need a few bowls. We're going to put up the big board here, cutting board. I love this giant one. So nice to have that. Hey Rio Bird, how you doing? Got some green peas too. So let me bring out the chicken, the main event. I hesitated to bring it out because, well, the critters were here, right? They are here. Don't worry, I'm going to go over all the ingredients we need. Wait till the cats get a whiff of this chicken. I think that's a good setup there. All right, let's talk about a few general things here. Let's see if I put this side shad on bigger. These aren't cream peas. Yeah, Bush, I love it. No, I like 4 roses, but this is a French recipe. And the really interesting thing about this recipe is that, and you notice in a lot of French cooking, that one ingredient is commonly missing when it comes to French cooking. Anybody know what that ingredient is? There's always one ingredient that seems to be missing. We're gonna need a big mixing bowl here. Not mushrooms. Not mushrooms. The missing ingredient is garlic. They rarely use garlic in some of the most well-known recipes. This pot pie does not use garlic, okay? It's not really, it's not Italian cooking. Right? It's French cooking, and I have to tell you honestly, I rarely see garlic being used. Now, I like to use oil to cook in. She'll use butter to saute in. The other thing that's different, the hack job part, is she boils her chicken till it gets up to an internal temperature of 160 degrees. I start the chicken in a frying pan with oil, salt, pepper, and thyme. I get it seared on both sides, and then I slice it up and then cube it up, and I think it gives a much better flavor profile for the recipe here. And it's good bite-sized chunks there. Okay, I pre-did that this afternoon to save some time. I also saved the oil and everything in the bottom. It's very important for flavoring. The thing that I think that she's correct about, and she knows more about cooking in her little finger than I'll ever know about in my life. But another important thing is she has a very good saying in cooking and working with pastry in general, is you make it cold, you bake it hot. In other words, you have to keep the pastry cold and all of the ingredients chilled before you put that puff pastry on top of it. So what we need to do first, we have our potatoes here, which I did this afternoon, and any extra that we have that overfills the ramekins, we'll go ahead and save that to make a Cornish pasty, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead, sit down over there. I'm going to go ahead and take some carrots, prep them up. The other thing she uses whole onions. I thought to make it a little more jazzy, we would use the petite whole little onions here to make it nicer. Hey Melody, how you doing? We're gonna cut some of these carrots in half here. We're gonna cut them all in half into small bite-sized pieces here, okay? And our onions are all ready to go. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that now. And unlike a lot of pot pies that you get in the store, this will have a lot of chicken in it, okay? All right, if I'm gonna make a pot pie, I'm gonna make a good one. It has the chicken in it. And a good bit of chicken too. All right. I also cubed up the potatoes, and I had them soaking in a pot of water this afternoon to allow the starch to be released, a lot of the starch, which I think is pretty important for better flavor. Any little dark spot or anything, just get rid of it. These are good size chunks. I'm going to put them in with the potatoes here. We don't put our peas in until later, okay? Now we're going to take our onions, and I thought it might be a little more elegant to use the pearl onions here. I think they'll make a very nice pot pie filling right here. All right, I'm going to mix that all together, and we're going to go over to the fire up the stove. I'm going to use the nice heavy bottom pot here. So let's go ahead and get you guys over here. That baby right down there. Let's see how, if we're on wide angle or tight. Yeah, we'll put it on a little wider here. All right. We're going to put about 4 good tablespoons of EBOO in there. I also have the mushrooms that I'm going to put in with that too. But I'm going to let the carrots and the potatoes and the onions get a little bit of head start here. I'm mixing this all together here now. Onions, potatoes, carrots, okay? Very easy. This is not, by any means, this is not a complicated recipe. We'll just use a moderate heat here. We're not going to blow this out of the water. That chicken is so flavorful. Hey, Julie. Well, you can tell Martha Stewart for her age, she's always kind of kept herself in good shape. Probably because of a very high degree of activity. Don't put your peas in early, okay? What we want to do is we want to get this coated with oil here. This helps thaw out the onions. And I think the little pearl onions make kind of a nicer presentation. If you were going to have this at a dinner party, I'm going to get the thyme, the salt, and the pepper. This is all we really need. Pepper, salt, and thyme. Okay. Like I said, her recipe is not complicated. It's more about technique. What we're doing is getting some color on these vegetables now, okay? And if you're not subscribed, moderators, please encourage people to subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. I'm going to also bring out some chicken broth. She fiddles with the chicken once it's been boiled and everything. She strains it and does all that stuff. That already smells good right now, those onions. Okay. Let that get a little color on it. We're going to add some thyme. Oh, that thyme just woke it right up. We're going to add for starters, a good half teaspoon of thyme right there. It's already smelling. You can smell those aromatics already. We're going to add a little bit of salt. Not too much. And a good dose of pepper here. Probably like a half a teaspoon for start. Oh, and that's just bringing that alive. And we want to go until we get some color on the potatoes. Cheers, everybody. Now we can go ahead and add our mushrooms in there. And they'll start shrinking down and reducing. Okay, that's already starting to look really good. Don't hesitate to add a little more oil. She uses a whole stick of butter and there's our chicken already cooked today. Look at that, that's already looking glorious in there. I'm going to turn that a little lower now. We're not trying to cook these all the way through. We're just trying to get a little bit of color on it. And that looks beautiful there. They look amazing. No hot sauce in this. Hey, Ro, how are you? Now comes our chicken. And that's about 3 cups of chicken with the juice. And add that fat. Make sure you get all of that all out of the sides, okay? Mixing that all together. We're not allowing the potatoes to get all mushy and everything, okay? That's critical. See how nice that looks. It's releasing all of those juices too that are all coming together. We're going to let that go a couple more minutes. And then we're going to add our secret ingredient. She really surprised me. when she grabbed for this ingredient. But I thought, wow, that's really French cooking, because like I said, the French don't really use garlic. This needs a bit of salt now. We're not going to over salt this because the onions release a little bit of saltiness. No nutmeg. Man, that's looking great. Let's try it. You should always test as you go. I'm going to have to get a cooking cognac for the future. For tonight, we're going to use about two to 3 tablespoons of cognac in there. Oh man, that just juiced that up unbelievably. Yeah, that just takes it up to the next level, Carrie class. All right, while that's cooking, I'm going to turn that heat low. Oh, turned that too low. Let me fix that. Yeah, it does look good. We're going to keep that nice and low now. And we're going to add our peas in. Got a cup in it. Oh, you can just smell that. Just smells so French. So French. Man, that just smells so French. Like I said, if we have too much filling, we can save this to make Cornish pasties. Okay, this is a perfect filling for that. Although I don't think the Cornish would go for cognac, especially if you're a minor. You probably never tasted cognac. Yeah, but that's what it calls for. And you know, if you use Martell or something like that, it's fine. Martell's a little cheaper. Those onions are incredible. Okay. Now we're going to sprinkle We're going to sprinkle 5 tablespoons of flour over top of it. And we're going to cook out this taste of flour. Just try to sprinkle it evenly. That's going to be our thickening agent there. Get that worked in first. We don't want to put the broth in until we've cooked out that flour flavor, okay? That's absolutely critical. We're working that all in right now. This is also the point where you test your flavors to make sure you have enough salt, you have enough pepper. I can't tell you how fragrant this smells. Okay, so we got that in. Let that cook a minute or two to get rid of the flour flavor. Let me take some of this stuff inside and deal with it. just to keep ahead a little bit. Oh man, that cognac just added something special. Let's try a tater here. See how we're doing on that. That filling is all there. That filling is all there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add chicken broth. She made her own broth, of course. Okay. I think she used. We're going to start low. You can't take it back once you add it. This is going to allow this to thicken up now. And then we can go ahead and fill our ramekins up. Yeah, look at that. She used a full 2 cups, so she said there's nothing worse than biting into a dry chicken pot pie that doesn't have any juiciness to it. Alright. And that 5 tables. This is also helping this cook down. The potatoes will be fork tender in there. All right. I want to grab a fork here. That's thickening nicely now, which is exactly what we want. We don't want any more than two cups of that chicken broth. That's getting nice and thick now. All right, let me get a fork here. We're testing this for fork tender. Still got a way to go on the potatoes. Boy, that sauce just looks fantastic in it. That just looks fantastic. Yeah, beautiful. Let's try that sauce. So now we let that go a while. Bring that up to get everything fork tender, and then we're gonna fill the ramekins and then put them in the refrigerator to cool down. Remember, make cold, bake hot, okay? Yeah, the sauce is unbelievable on it. Let me get a spoon. I think we'll bring this up to the full 2 cups there now. 2 cups of broth, chicken broth. We'll turn the heat on a little higher here. Let's test that broth. Good night. Hey, Lieutenant Dan, how you doing? Oh, well. Oh, man. Oh, well. That cognac did a number. That cognac did me right. Now we can turn the heat back down because we're at a good simmer here. And we're going to go prep our ramekins over here. All right, which is really not a lot to do. We got our egg for an egg wash later. Might do one mega pie. If we have a lot left over, we might make a mega pie with the big ramekin and Melody set. That remains to be seen. Okay, so we got our ramekins all lined up here. Our potatoes need about 5 more minutes to get fork tender in there, and they're gonna be spectacular, okay? But what we're gonna have to do is we need to put these ramekins on a tray and put them in the oven for a while we enjoy our beer and talk for a bit. You cannot work that pastry dough if it's something hot below it, okay? So it's very critical. We're going to put the ramekins in here and put them in the refrigerator for a while. The refrigerator's 34 degrees. Boy, that spicing is on point tonight. On point. Oh, man. I'm not sure if she drinks Bush. I don't think she'd object to Bush Light. She'd probably say, hey, you know what? You tasted the difference between Michelob Ultra and Bush Light, and you came to the conclusion that Michelob Ultra is just Bush Light in a more expensive can. Okay. I think she would say it's a good thing. All right? That, my friends, is a good thing. Right? Because Martha Stewart is not a wasteful person. When she cuts out her pastry rounds and things, she's, oh, don't throw that, don't crush that remaining dough altogether. You can make stuff out of it. Right, Lieutenant Dan? Right. That's what I admire about her. She doesn't just throw money around. Right? I mean, I think that that's a wonderful thing. Please hit the thumbs up if you've not done so yet. We had, when I was in high school, we had Boone's Farm and Boone's Farm Apple Annie and Waste Not, Want Not. That's exactly correct, Lieutenant Dan. So please hit the thumbs up if you've not done so. Rich people tend to be frugal. I think because she grew up in a family with a lot of, she was the oldest. I think she had to set the standard for saving money in that family. And if you watched any of the, Sybil Shepherd did a movie 20 years ago of her life just after she got convicted for lying to the feds. And then just this year, the Netflix documentary came out, right? And she was very single focused on her, what she was doing. Somewhat to the detriment, I believe, of her family, but who knows? Sometimes people make up stuff that's just like BS. Tomorrow I have a very important philosophical upload coming in the morning about this trend of being alone and thinking that you want to be alone in life and all that. And men and women, I think you'll find it very fascinating. So it's another one of the requested videos. And I think that you might enjoy that. I just had a little taste of that sauce. Oh, wow. The cognac just amped that thing up like through the roof. So we got about 5 more minutes here. And our potatoes should be, we're using our potatoes as what we call a cooking gauge here. That fork has to be able to go in easily. She got to room with Heidi Fleiss. I don't know. But she did her time. And, you know, she didn't whine. She didn't come out whining about things. And at the end of it, she helped a lot of women empower themselves in, you know, she ended up teaching courses to hopefully help some of those jailbirds start a new life and everything. So, like I said, I have a lot of admiration for, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. Before I watched these two, the Sybil Shepherd movie from 20 years ago and the Netflix special on her, I really thought I had a lot of reason to dislike her. It's not jealousy. I just thought, I can't even relate to this woman, right? And then after I watched those two, I thought, okay, you know, you're pretty damn good. And then I looked at some of her recipes and I'm like, oh yeah, that'll work. Not that I'm one to decide what'll work and what won't work, but I found myself now being an admirer of her. So this is why I choose to do Hack Job. We're going to be baking these in the barbecue grill too. Something that would probably appall Martha or Ina Garten. Isn't that fabulous? But we're going to do that. We're going to do that tonight. Wow, that is so off the hook. All right, one more test for the potato here. And I'm sticking a fork in it. We still need a little more time. We're not going to rush it. Even though it'll bake a little bit more and soften. I would not be hack job if it wasn't in the barbecue. Yeah, it would be if we weren't cooking it outside under rustic conditions. So, yeah, that's great. So, make sure you guys, Dory Lynn is a content creator. She's putting up regular content here. She's been a friend of mine for, it'll be gone in the 10th or 11th year here on YouTube. Please give her a follow and support. She's staking out a presence for herself on YouTube, which I greatly admire. It's 2024, 2025 now. And I think she's got the very good basics of being a content creator. Do you have rain? No, nothing for us. I wouldn't mind if we didn't see rain this winter. Okay, yeah, check it out and subscribe to her. My moderators will post her link on there and give her a follow. And she also puts up songs that she enjoys. She has an extensive playlist of songs that she enjoys listening to. Yeah, check it out. And she's a great friend too, and she's extremely loyal and a wonderful person. I missed her for a lot of years on here. She went AWOL for a while, but she, as she says, she was just lurking. She was watching. And I'll be honest with you too, when it comes to this recipe, if I was doing it, I'd add some crispy bacon in there too to the chicken. Just be like, people be like, just screaming when they get it, right? You outclassed Martha in that, right? But Martha has very tried and true traditional recipes. And one of the beautiful things in life is the more you cook, the more you begin to start to experiment. You don't see a recipe book in front of me tonight or anything like that. You know the basics of how things go together. There's Dory Lynn's channel. Let's get her up. She's taking the time to put content up there, so I believe that she should be rewarded for that. Simba, what are you doing? Huh? You've already ate. Cat. Yeah, bacon would just take it up to another level here. Even ham and chicken in here, just to dice up some ham and throw it in here, people would be screaming in their seats. All right, that's the way the mind works once you get your basics of cooking down. So tomorrow night, if you're not subscribed, we're going to be making crab soup tomorrow night. Bobby's going to be over here at 6 o'clock tomorrow. So, okay? Okay. We're going to turn this off. We are ready to... Oh! No, there went my beer. I'm going to have to get another beer. Ay, caramba. Went all over the ground there. All right. We'll show you guys the consistency that it looks like here. Steaming away. You can see this has plenty of chicken in it. The gravy is the perfect consistency. Just like that. That gravy is just the perfect consistency there, okay? Now's the part where we really want rapid cooling here. So let's go, yeah, we're gonna make Maryland style crab soup live tomorrow night, okay? I picked the crabs today, so we're all ready to go. All right. I'm going to give this a stir to release some of the heat here. When you see that steam coming off, that's a good thing. As Martha would say, that's a good thing. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and fill our ramekins here. And we should have a really good, even dispersion of chicken and all the vegetables in here. Fill it up with the vegetables and chicken first. You can always come back and put the sauce in, okay? And these ramekins are out of this world. All right. Putting a little more in there. Okay, that's a little much. Put that over there. And we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do a mega ramekin too, okay? Why not? Have this. You can always put it in the freezer and enjoy it. Spread that out. I think we'll put a little more in that one. That's probably a little much. Now we're going to go in for the gravy, basically. And fill all of these up with that wonderful, wonderful sauce in there. Okay, that's amazing. Alright, doesn't that look amazing? Alright, Doreen's like, you can cook for me anytime, you savage. Alright, there we go. Okay. All right, please tap the like button if you haven't done so. It is very appreciated. So now we want to hustle these into the refrigerator. Okay. Naomi, you're too much. All right, we're gonna get our pan here. No, you don't have to grease the ramekins. All right. Now what I want to do, remember Martha's rule, make cold, bake hot. I'm gonna go inside and I've cleared out a shelf in the refrigerator. These are gonna go in there for a half hour, okay? It's absolutely essential that these cool down. Absolutely essential. That's perfect. We're going to let them cool down. Now it gives me a chance to clean up some stuff on the board, because we're going to need the board to be clean for our puff pastry when we overlay these with the puff pastry, okay? I'm gonna clean this up real quick. Our big pot, I'll be with you guys in a minute. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do so. I'm already basically mostly cleaned up here, which is great. The ramekins are single serving size. They're the size that Martha Stewart recommends. The big one I'm just using to make a super pot pie. You can put that in the freezer and you can serve that. It'll keep well in the freezer. You can just thaw it out. Bake it about 400 degrees with the puff pastry top on it and everything, and it should be absolutely perfect to go. This, we're going to work our puff pastry, so we want that to dry really well. We have to flour both sides of that puff pastry. We have to use the bowl here to cut out on the pastry. We need 3 of these to go over top of the ramekin, and then we'll see what we're going to do with the big job there. Okay, very easy. Simba, did they all leave you tonight? Huh? Did they all leave you? You want to run in the house all the time, don't you? She says you can also add some heavy cream if you want to really take it up French style here, to really take it up. I don't think it's necessary. As you've seen, this is anything but a complicated recipe. This is inordinately easy to do this. I have an egg too, and I have a bowl. We're going to do an egg wash. That we want to seal the edges of it once we put the puff pastry down. We want to make sure that we do that very, very carefully. So, yeah, how you doing, Lee? You're really getting off on that stove, aren't you? Tell you, brother. It almost sounds like you're making love to it. I think in honor of Martha tonight, I don't usually do it on Saturday night, but since we're feasting tonight, we're going to have a little shot of VSOP here. The other thing that I've looked into, and I've researched a lot of Martha Stewart's recipes now, quite a few of them, and the thing, and I think Kathy will agree with me, the thing that makes her recipes good is that they perform. You don't have to be trained at the Culinary Institute of America. You don't have to be a Gordon Ramsay to make something that's really going to be good. So I really appreciate the fact that she developed or uses recipes that the average person can relate to and have success. Even if you're, you know, let's face it, I've cooked hundreds and hundreds of dishes over the years here on YouTube, but the average person doesn't. The average person is just eating to eat during the week. They're not doing gourmet cooking and all of that. So I like that. I've decided in 2025 to get off of the rims a little bit, inflate the tires a little bit, and live a little bit. Amanda Hug and Kiss is the wind in my sails. She's the westerly wind moving me forward here, so, right? She said on a comment today, like, bravo, right? Get off of those rims. Cheers, everybody. Don't tell me Martha wouldn't take a nip. Now I'm going to tell you the downside of Martha Stewart, and this is what I call, once again, that Citizen Kane syndrome, where you're at the absolute top of your game now, but you really don't have a significant other in your life now. And I'm not even sure if Martha really has You know, is Snoop Dogg a friend? You know, is he going to be there, wipe her behind when she passes into, you know, needing, you know, I mean, there's being friendly, and then there's being a friend or having family and things like that. And I don't really know if she burned any bridges behind her or whatever with family. I have no idea at all. But I know that all the money in the world doesn't cover that feeling when you turn out the light at night and you're me, myself, and I there with all the money in the world, a beautiful home and garden, orchards, right? Something to think about. What's really important in life? And my video tomorrow morning addresses quite a bit of that. You know, what really counts in life, and what really carries you through, and what really carries the mail. How you doing, Jamie? Right. We seem to be in this era now where go it alone seems to be the new mantra. Well, that's good to a point. And that point is when you can't go it alone anymore. And then you're in a world of, you know, I've always depended on the kindness of strangers. Well, right? You know what I'm talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about, Alan, because you have a beautiful family. You know, you buried your wife, and you didn't crumple up into a heap. You moved forward with your family, and they'll never forget you for that. And that, as Martha Stewart would say, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. How you doing, Adam? So I'm going to be doing a couple of those videos were requested. I apologize, guys. I did not flip the camera around tonight, and I apologize. We don't know if Martha will be here. She might be the kind of person that searches everything. No, I don't want any hot sauce tonight. Yeah, you're looking for another husband. But you know what I mean? You're looking. You haven't thrown in the towel, as you'll see tomorrow, and entered that abomination of desolation where we are today in so much of society, where people are so inflexible that they can't give for fearing that it be perceived as weakness. And yet when we meet somebody and we fall in love with them, what do we say to them? What do we say, Dorlin, when we're head over heels in the early flushes of love and we enter into that relationship? What do we always say to that other person that really seals what true love means? Anybody want to venture a guess on that? What do we always say in that flourish of young love? When everything we see is there are no flaws, there are no imperfections. Our eyes are totally blind to what this person is. All we know is that we love them. Right? And there's one thing that we always say to them in the beginning. Besides, this will last forever. Of course we say that. You still have contact with your ex-wife. Well, Dan, I don't talk about personal relationships on here. Okay, I've just decided years ago there's no percentage in it. So, right, I'm here to share my life here on YouTube and the things that I do. So, you never know what the future holds. But let's just put it this way. I have an outstanding relationship with everyone that's ever entered into my life before. But what we say to people, I would do anything for you. I love you so much, I would do anything for you. I bring you flowers, I get down on my knee, right? I would do anything for you. And somehow over time, I wouldn't say that, Dan. I so wish that was the case. Right? I've done some crazy stuff. What's up, Danny? Minus elbow, right? Been there, done that. But you look today, and it's like, what's in it for me? Because we've been taught now that we should focus on ourselves, and that you should love yourself first and foremost. And it's the biggest demonic lie that's out there. And how many people are happy today because of that? Less and less and less. There's even a book called The Joy of Being Selfish. And I don't think that there's any joy in that. Okay? It's what we do for other people that really defines our happiness. So you can be Jeff Bezos floating around on a $250 or $250 million yacht out there at the end of the day. But when you're on your deathbed, you're not going to be thinking about that yacht. Right? You're going to be thinking about the personal relationships and woulda, coulda, shoulda, omissions, commissions, and everything in your life. Every day is a great day to be alive. I wish we had the wisdom too, Alan, but we've so put the genders into a blender now, and male and female, that it's like you can't have a house divided. It cannot stand. Someone has to lead. And you may not like what's written in scriptures and things like that, but there's an ordinary progression of things in there that served humanity very well for 2,000 years until it got upset. Right? Once we started to remove the Lord from society, we see as a result where we have been, where we've come from. Do your parents like me? I hope they don't get mad when I ran over the flower bed. Yeah, when you give, it feels so much better than getting. Right? But nowadays, we have to kind of be cagey and, well, what's in it for me? And sprinkle, and we have all of these disordered relationships now. Where, people are inordinately unhappy these days, it seems to me, in life. Because, well, a house divided cannot stand. And it's as true when the Lord said it and Abraham Lincoln said it as it is today. So make sure to check that out tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be some commentary on it. These are requested videos that I've tried to get to between everything else. So there'll be many philosophical videos coming up. Cheers, everybody. We need to wait till about, I don't know what time it is now. I can't really see that. But we need to let that really cool down. So, it's an interesting time we live in. And one thing about being older, it sucks in a lot of ways because you get aches and pains, and your time is limited on planet Earth, but it also gives you a tremendous perspective on where we came from. Before many of you were even born, to remember life back then, and right? Maybe bake. We're not going to bake them tomorrow, honey. We're baking them tonight. Okay. The easy part is ahead. All right. We're going to fire up the grill in about 5 minutes. We're here to complete the job tonight. All right. And that's a beautiful thing. In the meantime, we have a little discussion and we have a little talking here. Real communication is really like everyone would rather text than call. And it's really funny, Danny McNally, that social media is anything but social. It's unsocial media because most of your time is spent down here and not the world around you. So people have lost the ability to relate to other human beings, and there's an awkwardness that now pervades society to the point that, well, as they've statistically shown, many young men would rather just game and watch porn or whatever than take the time and effort to try to develop a relationship anymore. Because they have truly lost their place of what their role is in society. Yeah, it comes from, you cannot teach that. Each generation is resistant. Each generation would say, we'll figure it out for ourselves. And they end up repeating or worsening the same mistakes. So, cheers, everybody. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Lee. We can't all, right? It's like sled dogs have one leader, right? We have one president. We don't have co-presidents here, right? There's one leader of the Catholic Church. There's, everything functions better when there's one person at the head of it. Most of the time, not guaranteed. But it's amazing how disordered society has become today as a result of this friction of who will lead and who will follow, right? So, food for thought. Food for thought. And I don't ever make conclusions. I just put thoughts out there for people to respond to. I hear my dad, I hear my mother. It goes in one. Yeah, when you're in your 20s. But we had a different way of relating to, I think, the world. We didn't have social media, so you were forced. Your world was out here, it wasn't here, right? And there's many people that are raised today that can't stand the critique that comes from here because it's so raw and uncensored, and it's totally unlike people would interact with people in real life. And that's what people have not been conditioned to deal with. That's probably hundreds of years of evolution to be able to that. So to be able to deal with that, and that's why I say we have a very fragile society today. Yeah, I'll remember you to the ladies. They still ask about you all the time. Yeah, they're insulated. And, we have population collapse, which is a real phenomenon. You have absolute panic has broken out in China, has broken out in Japan. Singapore may actually be extinct in 25 years. Right? So in a lot of ways, some people in the United States have been very welcoming to the idea of immigration. I'm not welcoming to in the sense that anybody can come, but there's a lot of sensibility in expanding a population base when the rest of the world has closed doors and is shrinking in size, right? With a lot of panic setting in. And I address a lot of that tomorrow in the video tomorrow morning. So it's a fun Saturday night. I'm enjoying myself. It's been a hell of a week here. And the weather is Chamber of Commerce perfect. And I got my hair cut today. How sharp is it? Huh? Yeah, that's exactly right. Because, the give and take is gone now, Alan. The give and take is gone. A house divided against itself cannot stand. So, we'll see what the future brings. But I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to light the barbecue grill. We want to be up to about 450 degrees. Thank you, Angus Kisses. Thank you, sweetie. I have a baking stone on here. And a baking stone is absolutely important. Cannot sit these ramekins on direct heat. You need indirect heat to properly do that, okay? All right, don't put them directly on. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get the beat this egg a little bit and get our pastry brush. have to go spend $15 for a pastry brush. You can go to your hardware store and just get a good, decent $5 brush. What we're doing in beating this is we're breaking the membrane, which allows this to spread evenly. And this is going to be the glue and the glaze for the top of this puff pastry, okay? I'm whisking an egg. Ooh, I would do anything for you, right? We're gonna bring out the flour here. Absolutely essential when you're working with puff pastry. Absolutely essential that you keep it cold until it's ready to be used, okay? That is absolutely positively critical here. Don't thaw it and let it sit around. That's a basic recipe for a disaster there. So we're just going to very carefully, this stuff can really blow up on you. This can be a disaster. This can be an absolutely unmitigated disaster here. Puff pastry is one of those things in French cooking that's, this is where real experience comes in here. So I'm opening that up very slowly. Be generous with your flour there. Okay. And thank goodness they have paper on here. I don't know how many different folds we have or how many, I don't even know how many we have here. I have no idea. So we're just seeing if this thing has multiple layers on it, which it may not. Let's see. I hate puff pastry. I absolutely hate it. Remove and dust both sides lightly. Yeah, it's very difficult to tell. You know, they don't really tell you how many layers are here, right? So that other one we may have to keep for a Cornish. I can't believe for $9.99 that would be it, but I don't see any. It's very difficult. I don't see anything here that leads me to believe that this would open in another into another sheet here. So that's probably it. That's probably it. So we'll be lucky that we get enough out here. I don't even know if we'll get enough out here to do that. It's hard to believe. Yeah, I think we're going to roll this out a bit. I think that's what we're going to do. I think this is meant to be rolled out a bit here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. All right. Let's get the rolling pin. There's no way I paid $10 for this. There ain't no way I paid $10 for this thing. This thing better expand. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Don't pork me, brother. There we go. That's it. Martha would say it's a good thing. Plenty of flour, please. All right. No, it's not phyllo dough. It's puff pastry, which is worse. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need. All right, there we go. Look at how I keep flipping it, turning it. All right. All right, that's what I'm talking about there. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? All right, there we go. Let's bring out our ramekins now. Okay. These have cooled down a lot. All right. Oh, that might be a little big. Let's get the right size bowl here. Going to be good. I can't tell you how critical it is to work quickly here because puff pastry is very unforgiving. Keep your knife edge 90 degrees. All right. 90 degrees to the working surface, okay? Now we're going to try to roll out this fourth one for the mega one. All right, there we go. Okay, what we're going to do now is one at a time. We're going to get our pastry brush. We have our beaten egg here. We have our grill up to temperature. We're going to hit the sides of this. This is going to seal it. Okay. I hope you can see that okay. Oh. And we're going to take that. One more thing we want to do. Here. We want to put a hole in the middle. Just like so. with this quickly. Put it on top just like so. Put that on the side there. We'll do one at a time. And we want to kind of flute that around the edge a little bit. Making that stick around the edge. I'm indenting it like a pie crust, but making sure that that edge is going to seal down there. And it's important that you have a vent hole on top, okay? That's really nice, the way that looks there. Just like so, all sealed in there. I'm going to put this one aside, number 1, and we're going to move on to number 2. Make sure you get a good coating of that on. This is why it's essential that your dough be kept cool. So I'm working it around the edge. And also working that in the middle to try to make that a little bit decorative. It's not as pretty as Martha's, but it'll do the job. Here comes number 3. What this does is seal it really well. You can put a smaller hole in the middle if you want. And I'm making sure. I think that's the proper way to do it. Then you lift up and flute the edges a little bit. Already this puff pastry, I can tell it's already becoming harder and harder to work with. Not as pretty as the original fluting, but it'll be okay. Alright, there's number 3. Now we're going to try to roll out this last baby and make a go of it for the big boy here. Let's see what we can do. Martha would say, don't squish this all together, make cookies and everything else with it. Okay, Martha, easy for you to say, right? There we go. This is where it takes a little bit of manual dexterity here. Okay. So instead of rounding that, we're going to keep that square on there because I'm not quite sure of the shape here. All right. And I think we'll put a little bit of a hole in again, just like so. There we go. That's a little easier for me to flute together there and make a fluted edge. And the more pastry dough, the merrier, in my opinion. This has like 100 sheets with butter in the middle. So each sheet, as we can cut off a little bit here. get too much overlap, just cut it off. Okay, that's perfection. All right, as Martha would say, perfectly perfect. All right, that's all sealed into place. We're not done yet. Now we need to egg wash the whole deal here. Just gives it that nice golden brown on here. Okay, there's number one. This is what we're gonna bake them on. Here comes number two. And we're gonna put these back in the fridge till that pastry firms up again in about 10 minutes, okay? You might think it's a long, laborious process, but it's absolutely critical that you do this to get that pastry chilled down again, okay? One more here. Absolutely critical that you get that cooled down again. So back into the fridge she's gonna go for about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, that grill is getting super hot. Okay, there we go. Back in the oven for 10 minutes. Back in the refrigerator, I mean. Martha would save all this for cookies. Oh, don't throw it away. Don't squish it together. Make cookies out of it. Okay. Here's your cookie. Merry Christmas. Shit. Yeah, we're going to just save the scraps on a plate. That'll be fine. I'm not going to squish them together. All right. Okay. I'm going to cover that with some plastic and save it. All right. Well, that was pretty doggone good. We're going to give one more egg wash after 10 minutes here. We're going to give one more egg wash and then in they go. I don't know what the cook time is. Everything's already like pre-cooked anyway, so it should be pretty good. This has been a lot of fun to work this recipe tonight. All right, so we're going to leave this board here. We're going to bring our tray out in a few minutes and give one more egg wash here. It's going to be, I think it's going to be about 20 minutes. I'm not sure what the cook time is there. 30 to 40. No, come on. Yeah, luckily it's nice and cool here tonight, so we don't have much of an issue with the puff pastry, but that stuff is unforgiving. This is now going to firm up again in the refrigerator. Remember, baking's ironclad rule, Catherine. Make cold, bake hot. All right. Make cold, bake hot. I mean, that's the one thing that Martha and I have always agreed on. You need to have really cold temperatures to work with pastry dough and all that. Oh, but I might put the puff pastry inside. You could put it inside the bowl, but you're probably going to have to pre-bake a little bit on that. Either that, or make sure you give a good spray of spray oil pan release. The other problem you're going to have, as that puff pastry expands, it may tend to be like a pop-up and just rise up, and I don't know, it might be something new that you've invented there. I'm just not sure. Right, because puff pastry, because it has hundreds of layers, then that wants to expand as it heats. Okay. All right, that's important. All right, here comes Rosie. If I wrap a wheel at brie of puff pastry and bake it. Oh, that sounds good. Come on, what are you doing tonight? Come on. What you doing tonight? Come on. Oh, you little maggot. Come here. Rosie, come on. Come on. Oh, man. Damn that works to keep moist while we're in her. You need to keep it cold. The thing that they have in a lot of modern kitchens now, besides the piece of granite, which is a great surface to work dough on, they also have refrigeration underneath of that that can keep that very cold. If it gets warm, it doesn't perform well. Okay, it's very uneven. Oh, this pot pie tonight, Alan, is going to be off the hook. The addition of cognac to that, I never would have thought. I would have just added white wine to it. Yeah, it's fun to play with. I'm gonna be honest with you, Catherine. I've never had success working with puff pastry dough. I've always had success with pie dough. I'm always happy, especially if I make it with shortening and not butter. It performs oh so much better. Yeah, it's going to be good eats tonight, Dory Lynn. So, have I learned a lot from Martha Stewart? I've probably learned a lot more about Martha Stewart than I've learned from her cooking. Tonight, for example, yeah, you can boil the chicken first and then pick off all the meat, but the meat is not going to have the flavor as if you bought 2 or 3 chicken breasts, put a pan with some extra virgin olive oil, seared those chicken breasts, let them go for 5-8 minutes on each side, salt and pepper and thyme, pull them out, let them rest for a minute, cut them into chunks, put them back into the pan, and get all of those flavors on there. That to me is taking it up another level. She has a very basic rustic, because she'll use that juice to make like a chicken broth, or to add like a chicken broth, but it's not strong enough a broth to me. Unless you're going to add better with bouillon or something like that, I think it's a lot more problematic. I don't know. So I'm not as accomplished as she is by a long shot. So I deferred to most of her recipe here. I never ever would have thought about using cognac in it. I would have thought about using Sauvignon Blanc or white wine, but like I said at the beginning, the beautiful thing about Martha Stewart is all of her recipes are designed to work. No matter how simple your kitchen is, she's not bringing anything to bear that you can't have. Or there's still people like I did for years, made every cake by hand, beating the sugar and the butter by hand, 15-20 minutes getting that all worked together. There's no KitchenAid mixer, nothing. Right? You learn about how to fold in egg whites so that you don't lose the volume of the egg whites, right? You don't just take a spoon and stir it. You gotta learn to fold from the bottom to the top and all that stuff. Well, this homemade is gonna be good. This would be a $25 menu item for sure at a restaurant. It's this size ramekin, $29 item on a restaurant. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had pot pies and I've had to send a search party out to find a damn chicken in it. Same thing as I have chicken noodle soup. Where in the hell is the chicken? Right? You don't have to wonder about that on this pot pie, right? Somebody let me know when 10 minutes. You know, Danny, it's true. Commercially, you get less and pay more. Yeah, you got to have a search party, to find that chicken. You got to have that miner's light on, headlamp on, and everything. Yeah, powdered chicken. Yeah, you never have any chicken. I mean, it's like call Dragnet, right? Where in the hell is the chicken? It's at 4:22 in progress. What's that? Missing chicken. Okay. My partner Bill Gannon and I headed downtown to investigate the case of the missing chicken. Ma'am? Well, look at this soup here, Sergeant. I can't find any chicken in it, ma'am. Let me get this straight. You called us down here to investigate the fact. Yeah, I paid 25 cents for this bowl of soup, chicken noodle soup, and there's not a piece of chicken in it, ma'am. Right, you should take it up with management. They don't want to hear about it here. Right. Dun, 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 dun. In a minute, the results of the trial. Trial was held in Superior Court of Los Angeles for in a moment, right? The results of that trial. Yeah, one piece. I mean, hell, if I'm in a restaurant, man, that thing better reek of chicken, right? Rosie, Simba, what are you doing? Dun, 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 dun. On November 4th, 1964, trial was held in the Superior Court of Los Angeles, City of Los Angeles for the County of Los Angeles. In a moment, the results of that trial. And then the woman sitting there looking this way. Dun, 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 dun. Marjorie Simpson was found guilty of cheating her customers. Right? She's been released on probation, pending 1 year probation. Yeah, happy holidays to you. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you for checking in on me. A chicken in every pot. You'd have to ask Herbert Hoover about that, Adam. It didn't end well for him. Right. All right, here we go. Somebody give me 15 minutes now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The one might take a little longer to cook. Here we go. Let's give one more egg wash real quick here. To the top. I would have used a much smaller holder for the middle, but that's the way it goes. We can't always be holy. Alright, we got that big boy there. But I'm going to open the lid of the barbecue here. Running about 450 degrees, which is perfect. Remember, this has already been cooked. Okay, here we go. Into the barbecue right here. another thing Martha wouldn't do is do it on a barbecue grill. But that's the way it goes, honey. Let me clean this off real quick. We'll take our initial peek at 15 minutes here. We might give one more egg wash. All right. I like my Christmas haircut today. Right. I'm ready for the choir. Shit, what a night tonight. I've had a blast tonight. You know, except for the dope that ran the stop sign, you know, it's been a good night tonight, but let that be a lesson to you, right? So, cheers, that's it, Nino. See, it's all cleaned up, right? I like that. I like, I'm on it every 6 weeks. I've had the best time tonight. Looks, what do you think, Melody? No, there's nothing on my... Yeah, Dave's like, you think he damaged your... I couldn't see anything on the van, you know. The thing is, it didn't really make contact. He swerved and went up on the curb himself on that shit. Barber collar, when they open them, I get a haircut. Well, that's okay, Alan. You're not a cheap person. You're actually a very generous person. The people that say they're cheap are actually some of the most. You've been a great supporter of me. And I'm going to need that for the month of December. Yeah, it'll buff out, right? You want to ride around like Batman in the dark and... Oh, shit. Yeah, when I think about it now and look at it, I don't think we actually made physical contact. I think he swerved and went up on the curb and sidewalk. Yeah, I don't think I like mohawks. I don't know. I never liked. Melody, what do you think about a skullet, right? I have to ask Dory Lynn about a skullet, right? It's like, what the hell? Right? Really? Yeah, he might not be so lucky next time. Right? I told him, man, dude, you can't go around running a stop sign. There's no stop sign there. I pointed over to the stop sign. He's like, go ahead, man. Get the hell out of here, right? I said, I'm live. I got the whole thing on video. Go ahead, man. Get the hell out of here. Oh, man. I don't even know what a Moore haircut is. I pay $25 for a haircut, which every 6 weeks ain't bad. I get to bullshit with Lena. She's nice, you know. We laugh. We have a good time. She said, I make you handsome boy. I don't go to these places for fade and all this, you know, fade cut on the side, and it's like you're there 40 minutes. Yeah, $25 is a good deal. So, you know, I'm happy. Yeah. No, Danny, there's no... I'm not even sure when all is said and done if we even made contact. I think he swerved over at the last second and he hit the curb and went over. But I went over, his bike looked fine. He got up, he dusted himself off. Then he suddenly got dollar signs in his eyes. You know, I don't know, man. You fucking hit, I'm a pedestrian. I'm like, you're on a bike, man. You're not a pedestrian. He just blew through the stop sign over here. It's like 30 miles. You know, where the hell is there no stoplight or stop sign? I'm like, oh, go ahead, man. Get the hell out of here. All right. Have a good night. Go ahead, man. Get the hell out of here. All right, Adam. You're going to miss the pot pie when it comes out. You're ready to get back to your little afro. You're a good-looking woman, Catherine. I go to the barber, Yeah, that's fine. That's a good thing to do. You know, like they always say, Alan, it'll grow back, right? Right. I don't know. I'm being silly, hitting cars and settling out of court. Yeah, but the thing that really shocked him is like I'm live on YouTube, man. I have the whole thing on video. He's like, go ahead, get the hell out of here, man. You motherfucker. Like, you sure you're okay now? Go ahead, man. Get the hell out of here. Shit. Right. I said, you want to come bombing out like Batman out of the Batcave, you know, sometimes there's going to be a vehicle there. It's like, I stopped for the stop sign. What was wrong with you? The funny thing is, the guy, I'm a pedestrian, man. You can't hit a pedestrian. I'm like, what the hell is this thing? What are you on about, man? I said, this is a bicycle, dude. Oh, there you go, Judy. That's it. Does anybody keep a track in time, or are we just bullshitting here tonight? Oh, there we go. We're like, no, I don't want it to relax. I like it when it's high and tight, baby, military style. Melody, I salute you. Hey, Junie, how are you? I said, you want me to call the police? The guy's like, go ahead, get the fuck out of here, man. Still 6 minutes. Thank you, Amanda. I'm having such a good time tonight. I don't want to laugh because, you know, luckily the guy wasn't hurt. His bike was fine too, but I'm just saying, man. He knocked me out of my shoes. I'm like, man, you knocked yourself out of your shoes running up on the curb here, you know. Oh, go ahead, man. Get the fuck out of here. I don't like long out. Well, any good barber, they always say, you want me to trim your eyebrows, of course. Danny, that's a hoot. Shit. Here comes the king. Here comes the big number one. Budweiser beer. High step in Clydesdale, right? As soon as I said I'm live on YouTube and I have all this recording. They gave me the goat head, man. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, shit. Do 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 do. What the hell are you doing? You still got that goofy battery? This dumb cat's still playing with that battery. Let me take a peek over here. Yeah. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, Melody, I was coming up from the 7-Eleven and I was coming northbound and this guy on a bicycle, I stopped at the stop sign and gone forward and all of a sudden this guy on a bicycle like Batman just blows across the front. I'm not even sure if it hit him, I don't know, like clipped the back end of his bike or whether he swerved and hit the curb over there. But, he's like, man, you hit me. And I'm like, dude, you just blew through the stop sign. Man, there ain't no stop sign or stoplight there. I'm like, oh, man. That's it. I'm on YouTube. I'm live. I got the whole thing on video. It's like, man, get the fuck out of here. Go ahead, man. They're getting out of the van. I don't even think that I made contact with him. I think at the last second he swerved and went up on the sidewalk and the curb there. No, he didn't fall asleep, Danny. He was flying through that intersection. Man, this guy had to be doing 25 miles an hour. No intention of stopping whatsoever. No intention whatsoever. Yeah, I don't like nose hair and all that. Or ear. A good barber will always take care of your ear hair. Nino. He fell asleep on... Let's just say he got a wake-up call tonight, Danny. It was his lucky day. Imagine if he'd been going a little slower, he would have been knocked fully over and run over on that. And you know what? It would have been his freaking fault. So, once I said I was live and everything's recorded, all of a sudden, go ahead, man. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, he was all right. He was okay. He was up and just argumentative. It's one thing I will always stop. I'm not going to just blow through. I got to make sure people are, even if they're stupid, I got to make sure they're okay. You killed his buzz. I don't know. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever buzz he had was gone. I'm like, dude, you know how close you came to being killed here? Do you understand the stop sign? I'm a pedestrian, man. You can't hit a pedestrian. I'm like, you're on a bike. You're subject to the same traffic laws that I am. No matter which direction he went, it was like a dead-end street, right? Real drama, yeah. No matter which direction he tried to go, it was like a dead end. So finally he just got frustrated. Go ahead, man. Get the hell out of here. He was funny. Oh, they're bubbling, man. It looks so beautiful in here. Oh, they look so good. Ah! Oh, they look so good. Ah! Ah! The big one's bubbling. give me half a minute, guys. I'm going to do a quick YouTube short. I will be right back. Stand by. No, his bike was fine. To do circles. Amazingly, his bike was fine. That's why I don't think, at the end of the day, I don't think it ever made contact with him. If I had to guess, I don't think it ever made contact. Okay, well, we're about 5 minutes away here. But it's funny, whatever, well, you're required by law to, whenever somebody's involved in a personal injury potential, whether you're in the right or the wrong, you're required by law to stop and make sure, assess the situation, make sure there's no injuries that require transport to a hospital or something like that. So doesn't matter if you're at fault or not. That's a human life there, and even though the guy was stupid and dumb, I still had to make sure that he was okay. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I don't want anybody being hurt on my watch, Alan. Really? But when you bounce up and you're all argumentative, you can't. I'm a pedestrian. You're on a bike. There's no stop sign there. There it is. Yeah, who said I have it all on video? Oh, man, get the hell out of here. You MF. I don't know where Danny came from, but I'm liking Danny. It's like no matter. It said the guy was perfectly okay. Okay. He might have defecated his pants, but he was okay. Hey, don't run a stop sign, okay? You're equivalent to me. You're no better than I am in that situation. That's what bugs me, Dorlin. When somebody says that I'm on a bike and I have rights, yeah, you're automatically liable, exactly. So once he bounced up and was very argumentative and fighting, I'm like, we're good to go here. Oh, man. Oh, Nino, don't leave, honey. We're 5 minutes away, honey. We're 5 minutes away on this baby. This baby's getting nice and browned up now. Please, you're going to miss it. The big boy's all cooked. It was bubbling away. It's like, right? I don't know. You know, Dorlin, no matter what happens with some people, they have an accident and they immediately see dollar signs. Immediately see dollar signs. Right? Nino, you're going to miss it. Right? The judge is going to be, did you know there was a stop sign there? I mean, how the fuck I know, man? No, this incident isn't posted. Who's going to post it? This guy? Right? Right, you know you're on a bicycle. You have to respect the rules of the road just like a car. Oh, man, go ahead. Yeah, they jump out in front. Could be the last jump that they ever make, you know? No, Nino just heads out. You don't get the last word, and I don't understand it. Yeah, I know you hate Pasco County. Yeah, it's going to be pie right now. Let's give you guys a peek. I got a YouTube short that's going to be coming up. Oh, man, go ahead. Junie's like, is it posted? Are you kidding me? Look at that. I mean, come on, man. Look at how good that looks. I mean, are you shitting me? We're going to turn that off now. It's perfection, dude. It is absolute and complete perfection. I got the heat turned off now. You can tell he's used to just cruising the roads. Don't they look good? You can tell he's just used to cruising the roads without a second thought about who in the hell is out there or anything. You gotta have lights. Like, dude, you don't even have lights on. It's like, man, go ahead. I don't mean to laugh, but I did everything I was legally required to do by law. All right, let's get a let's grab one of these babies. They're really hot. It's a shame Nino just had it out. All right, we're gonna grab one of these babies and put it right here. Man, just look at that thing. Still bubbling away. Man, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I couldn't have asked for anything that turned out better than that. Wow, wow. Let me get a quick thumbnail here. Yeah, Danny McNally is funny. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I don't know where Danny McNally came from, but he is funny as F. They look good, don't they? Look at that. I mean, what the hell, guys? We're now gonna eat like a king right here. Let me get that down here. I think we'll eat here so we can see it a little better. I'm not trying to tease you guys, but these things just look it just went perfect tonight. Just absolutely perfect tonight. Here we go. It's Saturday night. I'm going to have one more beer here. Yeah, the egg wash perfected the crust. Martha Stewart. Right on, honey. Let's have a little bit of this chicken here. Man, this is so good. This is a chicken pot pie. Good night, Amanda. Hug and kiss. I'm busting through the crust now, grabbing some of it. This is maybe the greatest thing that I ever made in Kitchen Stadium here. I mean, let's get a close-up on this baby. Oh. Look at that right there. All that goodness in there. I mean, come on. Really? Wow. All right, let me get another picture. Danny McNally, I don't know where the hell you came from, man, but you really cracked me up. The guy's gonna string Christmas lights on his bike. This may be the best thing that I ever made in Kitchen Stadium. I don't know. I think using the pearl onions, you can freeze these and then pull them out. Good night, Alan. Good night. Doesn't that look damn good? I'll tell you what. It's a great recipe. Thank you, Jeffrey. I so appreciate you. Thank you for checking in on me. I love Jeffrey. Jeffrey, this is for you. Jeffrey sent me the Rancho triangle there. As Martha Stewart would say, it's a good thing. Oh, well. I'll tell you what, Jeffrey, I'm blessed. I waited for this all night. I built a post your channel here, Junie, so people can follow it, honey. This puff pastry is delicious. This is just a perfect serving. Well, that beats me. I wish you could have one of these. And the ramekin. I'm not burning my taste buds off, but I'm just saying. It's a rare cooking endeavor that every single thing goes right. And I do wish that Catherine was here to taste this tonight. I think this may be the best thing that was ever made in Kitchen Stadium. Hey Cheryl, Cheryl, could you send me that link? I don't even know if I have Junie's channel. Kelly, it was amazing. It is so damn tasty, and I have plenty of backup here too. Well, meatloaf is good. I enjoy a good meatloaf. Yeah, you're welcome, Junie. The other thing I did too, the other good thing that I did too was I used a little pearl onions inside of it, which is a much more attractive, I think, presentation in there. And the gravy is amazing. And this is a perfect serving size. Would you make that pot pie with a 2-layer crust? I don't know. I guess on a baking stone you could pull it off. But you have to blind bake that bottom first and then put a top crust on it. You know, I'm not sure baking it as a unit one time would make the crust might stay, you know, wet and nasty. I don't know. It might stay doughy. Oregon's the #1 team in the country, right? I'm not surprised. They got a great coach too, Dan Landingham. Yeah, it's too soggy on the bottom. Pearl onions are very unappreciated. Don't forget, you could put biscuits on top too. Biscuits work perfectly on this recipe on top. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Bobby's coming. We're making crab soup. Okay, I already picked the crabs today and all that. Oh, these potatoes are good. Everything is good. They're not mushy at all. See the way the potatoes held their shape? Perfect. Junie, you know, I'm all about people that post content. I'm all about promoting channels on here. People simply have to tell me that they're posting, making content. Yeah, biscuits on top is another very good one here. Another very good one. Yeah, I got it in the perfect container. I bought these ramekins. This is a perfect single serving size. I wouldn't want any more than this. And I have two backups, and I have a full-size chicken pot pie that can just be wrapped and put in the freezer and just pulled out and just microwave for, 10 minutes, 8 minutes or whatever, just to heat it up. It's perfect. So, yeah, Bobby will be here tomorrow night. Yeah, I think this is the best thing I've ever made in Kitchen Stadium. And the fact it pays tribute to my gal Martha Stewart. She might check in. She might be one of those people that looks at every single thing that was posted about her. What is this hack job? Right. Stanley Tucci. What about Stanley Tucci? He's one of my favorite actors. Nobody even noticed I got a haircut today, right? What you doing, Simba? Yeah, it'd be a $25, $30 dish here in California for sure. With this size and this much chicken, she needs to not Diddy, her and Snoop. I don't know if Diddy's gonna watch it in jail. I don't know. What you doing, Simba? What are you doing? Look at that. What do you think of that? Are you jelly? Huh? Are you jelly? Huh? Are you jelly? Hmm? Are you jelly? Hmm? You're jelly. Right. Yeah, journalism is dead. Yeah, I'm sorry, P. Diddy's got bigger fish to fry right now. Yeah, thank you. Please send it to Martha. Right, it's a good thing. And doing this on a barbecue grill, she might be mad that I used the pearl onions and did the... There you go, you big mouth. Wow, I think she is a nice person. I don't know how much, I get a really mixed bag about her. Let's just say before I watched the Sybil Shepherd movie and the Netflix series, I was prone to dislike her. But the more I watch her and the more I know about her, the more I admire her. Oh, this is good. Lag and yeah, I'm sorry I got slow mode on tonight. That's because I got Carlos Martinez who likes to post the N-word. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Did you get that pot pie? Huh? I know you like that. There you go. Whoops. We got to go on a mission. Good night, Teresa. Excuse me. You should definitely watch that, Judy. She doesn't like it because it makes her look like an old lady in the garden with her puffy jacket on. But I thought it put her in a very favorable light. But as far as growing older and having family that you can depend on, I don't know. You know, I worry about a lot of people. Yeah, she was on Sports Illustrated. Dumbbell. What are you doing? Come here, dumbbell. There you go. All right, get out of my way now. Yeah, Danny. I don't know where the hell Danny came from, but son of a bitch, this guy cracks me up. This pie dough performed beautifully. I should say this puff pastry, and I never have good luck with puff pastry. This is just the perfect single serving size. I'm gonna have one of these suckers for breakfast tomorrow. Yeah, for 80, she looks fantastic. Are we gonna be back up here again? Are we that dumb? Huh? And using the pearl onions was a great call. They add a little bit of... oh no, look at Ramsey. Here he is. You put those murder mitts into me. You ate your dinner and nobody bothered you, did they? Hey, Sergeant. Oh, there you go, Danny. You crack me up, man. You're funny. Danny's like the bike rider is going to go home and put strings of Christmas all over his bike. So he's not like Batman. No, I've never made a meatloaf. You claw into me all the time. The cat's like insane, man. This cat's insane in the membrane. What a perfect single serving size too. Martha Stewart, you are my idol. Sorry, Gordon Ramsay. She put cognac in here tonight. I never in a million years would have thought of that. But it adds something deep to this dish that it's not a Marie Callender pot pie, and I don't mean that in a negative way. But I'm just saying, right? Oh well, we're back up here again, aren't we? Simba. They will live in infamy. December 7th, 1941. A day that will live in infamy. Man, this is so good. Yeah, it was oddly compelling. Yeah, I've given the cat lots of puff pastry, right? This cat wants my nutsack, though. Huh? Simba. I'm sad to see this go. This is really great. I've looked at other ramekins. They're too... You have your murder mitts into me. Wow. This is the perfect size single serving ramekin. The other thing I like too is that there's plenty of sauce inside of it. It's not dry. I can't stand a dry pot pie. The Battle of the Bulge, yeah. Don't forget what happened in the Philippines too, Sergeant. On December 7th, right? All of Douglas MacArthur's Army Air Corps planes were wingtip to wingtip at Clark Air Force Base and all destroyed by the Japanese. All right. It's the other untold story of December 7th. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941. A day that will live in infamy. It's like Woodrow Wilson declaring war on Germany in April of 1917, right? Then Hitler so dumb for some inexplicable reason. The United States didn't declare war on Germany on December 8th. And dumb old Hitler had to jump in and declare war on the United States. That was a mistake, right? We would never have declared war on Germany. Ramsey, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous, dude. Jealousy is not a good thing. Right? You should learn to recognize. Right? I never see you cooking with liquor. What a perfect serving size. The cat's gone nuts here. Oh, I got breakfast tomorrow, all right. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't stand it. And this is good because it has puff pastry top, but it is so delicious. All the thickened broth inside and everything. So good. I think this was probably I've done hundreds of dishes in Kitchen Stadium. This is perhaps the very best one. I believe this might be number one. It wasn't that exceedingly difficult. Yeah, there's some technique in making sure things stay cold. sauce was amazing. No, he's sleeping. What are you doing, dumbbell? You're all over the place, right? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? You only like it when it's rough, right? What are you doing? What are you doing tonight? Huh? You're all purring and everything. Let me hear. Yep, your engine's running. Do you like Brussels? Yeah, I do like Brussels sprouts, yes. Was the chicken or the onions? You know what? That's a great question, Dory Lynn. Martha Stewart boils a whole chicken and then picks the meat off, the dark meat and the light meat. That's fine. It's labor intensive to me. And God forgive me, it's a very dull tasting chicken. I took 2 large chicken breasts, I put them in some olive oil with some thyme, some salt and pepper, seared both sides of it, got enough of a sear on it to allow me to cut it and dice it into chunks. Cooked it for 5 more minutes till it's all cooked through, all coated on all sides with that flavoring, and then into the refrigerator pending the rest of it. Sorry, I don't want a boiled chicken that you took all the flavor out of it to make the broth. Right? It's I think it's 9 something. You know what I'm saying? When you poach a chicken, you just have basically meat feel in your mouth. You've removed a lot of the goodness from it. That's number 1. Prepping that chicken by itself. Okay. Number 2, I could have been just as happy with diced onions as with pearl onions. But a pearl onion is going to make a more memorable dish for people that eat it. They're going to be like, wow, this has, wow, they still make pearl onions or whatever, bird's eye, you know, it's fantastic, right? Those are the 2 big things, okay? All right. And number 3, my sauce may have been slightly, and I do mean the word slightly, looser than Martha's, because I like to have, I don't want a soup, I don't want a stew, I want something thicker than that, and it was absolutely delicious. But I want my chicken to have much more intense flavor on it than a boiled chicken that's then been picked, is all the flavor went into the broth. I can get good flavor by taking Swanson's chicken broth and working it. I poach my chicken tender, season. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm saying, when I make a dish where chicken is the predominant ingredient, I want to do everything I can to infuse that chicken with as sturdy a taste that it's going to hold up in a pot pie, in a stew, or anything like that. If I really wanted to intensify it, I would have taken red wine vinegar and put a splash of that in when I was cooking up the chicken, but I didn't. But I'm just saying, everybody has a different flavor profile, but for me, I want much more spicing than Martha Stewart has. But I never would have thought of using cognac in this dish. I would have used 1/4 cup of Sauvignon Blanc in it, and probably been pretty happy. But I have to say, and I got to give credit to her, that adding cognac to this just made it, I don't know, just umami and savory beyond what I was expecting. So, right? Now, what would I have done different on this dish? Not a damn thing. I wouldn't have done one thing different than I did. It didn't cost a lot of money. Yeah, I invested $9.99 into the puff pastry, but it worked well. Chicken was cheap, the vegetables were cheap, the broth was cheap. So, you know, I didn't use any cornstarch. Once my vegetables were partially cooked, the potatoes in olive oil, the mushrooms, the pearl onions, the carrots, I took 5 tablespoons of flour and I shook it over top of that. Worked that in real good to get the flour taste removed. Then I added 2 cups of chicken broth and let that cook for a while, and that thickened up. Good night, Kelly. Good night, babe. So, okay. All things considered, I would much rather use flour than cornstarch in this type of ingredient, provided you cook the rawness out of the flour, and a lot of people are too impatient for that. Good night, Elon. So this is just personal preference on my part. Okay. Pearl onions, perfect, just personal preference. Skillet cooking that chicken, personal preference. Okay, I want that chicken to be so intense that when it survives all of that cooking with the other vegetables and stuff, it's still very, very, very intense. And that's what I got tonight. He was at the Notre Dame. This guy's been Notre Dame reopening. This guy's everywhere. Unreal. It's hard to see from the road. Well, I think most wealthy, like I wouldn't know how to find Ina Garten's place on Long Island. Right? And I don't know if I just rolled up on Turkey Gobbler Hill, Martha Stewart's place there in Connecticut or whatever. I don't know. I might have armed guards meet me there. I have no idea, right? A lot of these people value privacy, but at the end of their life, they've cut off everybody because there's a trustworthiness aspect that's missing of their lives. I don't know about Martha Stewart's daughter. It's shaky, you know? Right? You know, generally girls are going to always come down on the side of dear old dad and all that, you know, and I don't know. I don't know. Right? I just think you get older, you're only going to work so much with the trees and the gardens and all the other shit, and you're going to reflect on the people that aren't in your life. So, right? And let's face it, a lot of people that meet stars, Danny, are in it for what they can get out of them, you know, and stars know that. They're always thinking in the back of their mind, this person's just playing me, right? So I don't want to live life like that. I'd rather have nothing at all. Thank you. A few nice ramekins and have nothing to worry about in life. You know, if people can still love me now, then that's that's a great thing. That is a beautiful thing. So I admire everything that Martha Stewart accomplished in life, but let's be real, it came at a price. So, right? Who is going to be her confidant? Who is going to, you know, dare I be vulgar? Who's going to wipe her behind? I don't know. Right. Make sure to check out tomorrow's video, where I talk about a lot of this stuff and this flight to singleness and this reveling in going it alone. family is absolutely positively. And one of the greatest things I saw on here, Catherine, in the last year was the picture you sent me of 3 generations working to work on your water heater at your home. Do you know what insight that gave me into your family and the smooth functionality of it? There's a picture that just says, yes, there it is, one generation to the next. Perfect. One of the greatest pictures you ever sent me. As bad as it was, because you had just made a big donation. And I felt so bad. She made a big donation, and then the next day her water heater blows up. And I felt so guilty. And then she had to blast her old man out of his chair. I wouldn't want people watching me either. I don't know. I don't know. You know, Danny, I don't know. There's many things I don't know in life. I just don't know. Right? But I look at this, what I call the Citizen Kane syndrome, where you have everything, and then at the end of it all, you have nothing. Right? When they tell you you can't take it with you, it's one of those things that's like in one ear, yeah, okay, yeah, right, okay, sure. But the older you get, the more you realize that it's just not what your last thoughts are going to be consumed about in life. I guess that's what I'm saying, you know? Right. The day I heard that 5,000 children die of starvation on planet Earth every day, it totally changed my life around. It made me think about Jeff Bezos on his $250 million yacht. Not that I disparage him. Trust and believe. I'm not jealous. But I'm just saying there's needs and there's wants. Right? And what defines our humanity is how we differentiate between those two, in my opinion. But, what do I know? I'm just an old hillbilly from Baltimore. Yeah, you overcome it. Everybody does. That's what makes a normal family, right? But when you send me a picture of 3 generations working together, I just thought, this is just beautiful, right? This is what life is about, and this is like, you got to be proud, Catherine. In a very disordered world today. You too, Judy. You're like the gold standards out there of, just, right? Money's not everything. It's important, yes, but it's not everything. The older I get, the less tolerant of people I have become. It's funny, Danny, the older I get, the more tolerant of people I become. Isn't that weird? I'm like, yeah, you're a weirdo, but so am I, right? Yeah, you're a kook, but okay, right? I don't know. You guys know what I mean. It's just like Catherine and Judy and I were just of a different generation, I think. I don't know, Ronnie, how old you are. Yeah, thumbs up or appreciate it. We're only 4 short of 100. You can always find the good and enlarge on it. Zofo, you can buy your own misery, yeah. But, 500 children a day dying of starvation. I'll write a check every month. Nope, 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 nope. You know, it's like the Lord said, the poor will always be with you, but it doesn't mean that you willingly accept it, right? So. And then I look at Dory Lynn, who comes through the travails of relationships and things like that, and still can be a positive person on here, right? Right. It takes so little to get by when you really think about it in life. When you understand the difference between needs and wants. We're only one away from 100, guys. It's been an epic night tonight. You cannot deny it. It's been a great night tonight. We just need one more hero out there to hit that thumbs up button this evening. Make sure to share this out. If you enjoyed it, put it out on your social media link. This is a real chicken pot pie, hack job style on a barbecue grill and all of that. Yep, that's it, Judy. I ain't far behind you, honey. Right? I'm not far behind you. But I'll tell you what, I'm happier than I've been in forever. Tomorrow night, Bobby will be here. Yeah, how you doing? How you doing, Missy? Good to see you, honey. Bobby will be here tomorrow night. I picked all the crab meat. I might buy a little supplemental crab meat tomorrow because I like a fully loaded crab soup. I also have some baguette tomorrow night too, so it'll be fun. Crab soup, we'll switch gears and make a great crab soup tomorrow night. We'll be adding a little bit of red wine to that. The Phillips family would be happy. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and close it out tonight and wish all of you a wonderful night. It's so good to see all of you. I'm good. Hope everyone else. Yeah, I hope, I guess you've been married a couple years now, Missy. I hope everything is good with you. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Continue to please hit that thumbs up button. I'm going to do a YouTube short. I'm going to use this thumbnail for the, check out this pot pie. Good to see you, Missy. Wonderful to see you. To my moderators, I must, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Alma. I must absolutely thank you for everything that you do. Ronnie, you're amazing. Yeah, text Martha there, Catherine. Let her know we did it up. I might get an invite to the studio up on Turkey Gobbler Hill. Oh, I heard you call it Turkey Gobbler Hill. It's Turkey Hill. Sue me. Good night, everybody. Danny McNally, I don't know where the hell you came from, but you're a great addition to the channel.